pay 60-70% of their money in taxes.
Well, but they did under Eisenhower. The tax structure under Eisenhower was almost impossible.
And like I said, you wouldn't even have to change the tax structure. You would actually change the budget structure. And changing the budget structure is the thing that scares the elite of this country. When you start talking about getting rid of some of these subsidies that go to big pharma, that go to big agri, and go to the Department of Defense, when you start changing that and redistributing that money into the nation and start talking about free college, you start talking about building industry within the nation and things like that, those people would be the ones who would be hurt by that. And they're not going to back any candidate talking any of that as far as they're concerned.
That's true.
So, I mean, look, we have social institutions already. What is Social Security? You know what I mean?
Of course.
What is unemployment? What is Medicare? Like, all of these different things. Every nation on this earth has a mix of capitalism and socialism.
Yeah.
And how you do the mix is going to determine, the quality of life for your citizens. So, I mean, it's always been there. But this idea of crony capitalism as some god that we should worship is a little off to me, because we never actually had free market capitalism. We never actually had a meritocracy. We've always had nepotism, crony capitalism, and monopolies who create regulations not based on safety, but based on keeping small business and other, competition from being able to really compete with them.
And on that note, as they say, Naj, have a great weekend.
So when are you going to run for office, Naj?
Hey, man, I'm not getting killed for you. Me up here with my radical, crazy ideas. I'm not getting knocked out for you. Nah, man, I'm not qualified. And the ideas that I have would be a non-starter from the local level, not alone the national level.
Well,
but,
you see,
we all can believe what we want.
That's why, I used to stress to my students, aside from the usual that, people die to give you the right to vote, yada, yada, et cetera, politics starts at the lowest level. Not president, not even congressman or senator, but on your local councilman, okay, who has the greatest, really, the most power over you, in making decisions locally that are going to affect you, and all too often, if it's not a presidential, and even in some presidential elections, but the bottom line is, as an industrial country, we have one of the lowest turnouts when it comes to voting. It's almost an embarrassment.
Everybody takes everything for granted, and most people think their vote is not going to matter anyway, so they don't bother. And their votes do matter.
That's a sad situation.
By them not voting, their votes do matter, unfortunately.
Yep. And when you don't vote or you don't participate, you allow the parties to say, oh, well, they were just apathetic and they weren't interested in the political process. When you get out there and tally something, you at least make them deal with you on that level and say you chose X.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, Naj, thank you once again.
Thanks for having me, man. I enjoyed it, man. Had a lot of fun with you guys. Hopefully, I didn't turn off or piss off too many of your listeners.
Nah,
but you know what it is, man. We can only be who we are.
That's all we want.
Listen, Naj, the only feedback I get is always positive when they come to talking about you. So,
especially when you have arguments with Chad or discussions with Chad.
Oh God, not that. No, not that. Yeah, I think I learned on this show to leave the religious arguments alone. I think I'm learning to leave it alone. Those people want to believe in that stuff, and you just gotta let them be, man.
Yeah.
Thanks again, y'all.
Okie doke. Have a good one.
They're not going to convince you, and you're not going to convince them. So what's the use?
Indeed.
All right.
Good night, man.
Good night.
Good night. Thanks for calling again. Ladies and gentlemen.
It brings us to the end of another evening.
Almost. I want you to listen to something. When's the last time you heard this?
Oh, the religious one.
No.
You played that already.
No.
Which one did you play?
Welcome to the Coffee Club, broadcasting live from New York.
That used to be our show on Mondays, and we sort of incorporated the Coffee Club. And
well, for as often as we discuss religion on this show, it should still be the theme, really.
Yeah. Well, listen, I want to just wish my wife the best. She's been going through a lot in the last couple of weeks. She just had a couple of pints of blood done. She had a CAT scan. She had she had a CAT scan. She's got to go for a colonoscopy, and of course she has cancer. So it's tough for her, but she's holding her own. She's down. Unfortunately, she lost more weight. She's down to 77 pounds, which is not good. But who knows? As long as she's with us still, so she's beat the odds so far. Let's hope she keeps doing it.
Yeah.
And let's hope the best for everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. This is the Rebellious Rev.
And this is the Doc.
Saying God bless and good night.
And and that's the extent of our religion, too, when you say God bless.
Hey,
and,
we got to get the religionists somehow.
Yeah, I know. We will be on again next Friday, which is, as I said, our last show before the election.
Yep. And to end the song, the night off, I'm going to end it with a song that we haven't played in a long time.
Oh, I bet I know what it is.
No, you don't. This is my little nephew singing.
I knew that's what it was.
You did?
I Can Pray. I knew you were going to end it with that.
Anytime, anywhere, I can pray. And Jehovah will hear what I say. When each morning I wake, I remember to take just a moment to thank Him for this day. For the wonders I find on the way. In my mind, in my heart, I can pray. Even when there's a crowd and I can't pray out loud, still Jehovah will hear me anyway. Anytime, anywhere, I can pray. And Jehovah will hear what I say. In the night He will hear when I call. He is near. Anytime, anywhere, I can pray.
Ladies and gentlemen, God bless and good night. Thank you for listening.